So our objective here is to mirror the OpenShift release and operator catalogs to your registry. We're not going to touch the IBM content at this point. Just going to focus on the Red Hat stuff. We're going to do this using the MAS CLI, specifically the mirror-redhat images command. And what that will do is mirror a small subset of the full Red Hat operator catalog content, providing only the dependencies that are used by the application suite. So if you do want the full Red Hat operator catalog available in your cluster for other reasons, you won't be able to use this method, I'm afraid. The content that is included is listed in the documentation for the CLI that you can find online. And the setup I'm using here, I'm actually going to be running the CLI container image on an OpenShift cluster, just because it gives me a better bandwidth for performing the mirroring than I can get on my local system. I use 3 terminals because when we're running the mirroring, there's going to be 3 layers of logs, and it's nice and easy to be able to get access to all of them at the same time this way. So the first thing we want to do is get into the pod that I've set up. Do that in each terminal. Right, so I've now got 3 terminals open in the same pod running the MAS CLI. So I've already created a working directory in here. It has a couple of files. So configure-env, this is just going to export my username and password, because obviously it's not a great idea for me to include that in the video. So with that set, I can now do the mirror-redhat command. So if we break this down, we're calling the mirror-redhat function. We're telling it to use the direct mirroring mode. So with direct mode, the images are mirrored directly from the source to your target registry. That's opposed to 2-phase mirroring. So with 2-phase mirroring, what we do is we mirror the images to your local file system, and then you can run another command to mirror them from the file system to your target registry. The advantage of direct mirroring is it's faster, and you don't need a hell of a lot of storage space on your local system. The advantage of 2-phase is it opens the door to do mirroring in a fully disconnected environment where it's not possible to have a system that is both connected to the internet and connected to your private mirror. But it also allows you to do more efficient mirroring if you're going to be mirroring to multiple registries, because you only have to download everything from the internet one time. We tell it to use this directory here. So in direct mirroring mode, this is basically where the log files are going to go. In multi-phase mirroring, when you're doing 2-file system, this is the directory where all the files will be created. And when you're doing from file system, it's obviously the directory where we're going to be expected to find all the images that you want to mirror to your registry. We're going to tell it we want to mirror both the Red Hat platform and the Red Hat operators. We provide the path to our Red Hat pull-secret, which you can download from the Red Hat website after signing in. We have to tell it the version of Red Hat that we're going to be mirroring, and that's needed whether you're running mirror platform or mirror operators. But because we're running mirror platform, we also want to scope the versions of the release that we're going to mirror. So in the example here, I only need one version, 4.12.36, so I've set min and max to the same version number. This is the address of my mirror registry, which, as you can tell from the address there, is hosted in the same cluster that I'm running the CLI pod, and the port number, and then here's my username and password, which are being pulled from the environment variables that configure-env exported. So once I launch that, I get told, here's confirmation of all the stuff you've just passed in. You can review that, confirm that you're happy with the settings, whether you want to proceed. If we want to get rid of this prompt, you can add a -- no confirm option to the prompt, and it will skip this step. So here's the second layer of logs. So we've got the CLI log over here. Over here, what we're going to be looking at are the Ansible logs. So The CLI is running Ansible that is running OC mirror. So the CLI logs are here, the Ansible logs are in the top corner, and down here we're going to look at the actual logs from OC mirror itself. So right now this is the interesting one, because OC mirror is doing all its work. This log here isn't going to do anything else until the OC mirror command completes. Now this could take quite a while. I've already mirrored everything, so it's a no op, so it should move through reasonably fast. But basically, when if you're hitting problems, if anything's failing, it's this log here that you're most likely to see something meaningful in terms of what's going wrong. So we'll just wait for this to run through. It shouldn't take too long. If it does, I shall just fast forward through this. So we can see now the mirroring command is finished. The OC mirror process finished over here. That passed through into the Ansible role, which then allowed Ansible to run to completion. And then finally the CLI command we run reported back the final success result. So at this point we now have all the images in the mirror that we need to be able to run OpenShift 4.12.36 with the certified Red Hat and community operator catalog sources that are needed for Maximo application suite.